So if you have finished the task number 2 and created a starting line function and a finish line function, this is kind of what you should have, right? You should have starting line being called here and finish line being called here, and you have your definitions for both the starting and the finish line. The one thing to notice is that we pass the turtle as an argument to both the starting and the finish line, and we receive them as a parameter that we call turtle, right, which is a temporary variable that only exists here inside of the finish line function definition. So if I go ahead and run that, you can see we have the same result, right? But now things look a lot cleaner, right? So I can go ahead and do something like this and draws the blue finish line, right? So great, sounds good. And so just one more step along the way. The purpose of creating a function definition is so that we can reuse this block of code over and over again without having to rewrite it. So if you notice in these two function definitions, they have code that's extremely similar, right? We have a pen up. First of all, we have a turtle being passed in as a parameter, and we have pen up happening first, a go to next, a pen down, a color change, and a go to. Right? So what I want to do is show you guys how to combine these two functions into one, right? And just go ahead and make a draw line function instead that we can call 2 times. And so that way we're saving ourselves time by not having to write 2 different function definitions. Okay. So to make our draw line function, well, let's go ahead and rename this draw line. But now you need to understand what is different in this block of code and this block of code. Well, the starting X position is different. Okay. What's another thing that's different? It's the color is also different. Okay. So one thing that we can do here is we can go ahead and take in as a parameter the starting X position, right? And we can also take in the color as a parameter. Okay. So if I do that, I can go ahead and, well, before I delete anything, let me go ahead and move down to the bottom. And so here for drawing the first red line, my starting X position is negative 250. Right? So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say negative 250 for my starting X position that I'm going to pass to draw line function. So this temporary variable is going to be equal to negative 250. And I'm going to put that variable right here and right here. Okay. And so next I want to pass it also the color. So I'm going to pass it the word red, and that word is going to be stored in this color variable, which I can put right here instead of the word red. Okay. And now here's the magic. Okay, when we call draw line again, you're going to go ahead and give it a different starting X position, and you're going to give it a different color. So when draw line is called again after the first time, and we jump up, starting position is not going to be negative 250. It's going to be positive 250, and color is not going to be red. It's going to be blue. So we're going to have a line drawn in a different position with a different color, and it's going to be giving us the same effect, right? So we can go back and delete this finish line function now, and let me go ahead and run that to show you that that does work. All right, so same effect, and now we're using function definitions properly to allow us to save time by writing the block of code once and using it multiple times in our program. Okay, so the connection to Scratch would be the make a block function. Right? This is basically we're making a block called draw line that has a set of instructions. Okay, and we're also taking in parameters from the main function that we use in our instructions. So I hope that made sense to you. If not, go ahead and talk to me, and I could explain it in a little bit more detail.